Tonight, from CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Seattle Seahawks taking on the Washington football team.
It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington football team and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
When we talked in the preseason about guys entering the league, and, you know, we go through the rookie class and the whole deal, I know we said that he had potential. Did we really believe he'd be this solidly in the MVP race this late in the year?
I think any time, and you know this better than me, you put rookie next to MVP candidate this late in the season, I think that's pretty much all you need to say.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Don't forget, there's a natural bias against giving a rookie an MVP award. People just don't like to do it, but he's definitely in the discussion.
Escaping the pressure right. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
56.
Back to throw here. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
Out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
The former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins ready to run the controls for the Washington offense.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing one interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away. Now Lutz for the field goal try. This from 25 yards out.
25-yard attempt.
And Lutz's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip.
10. Seahawks, nothing.
They got the interception, but very little movement after. That forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying thanks a lot. He held them to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now Kamara. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off near the 26. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
He's taken down.
The numbers for Bell on the ground in the game last week. 14 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown as well.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
On 2nd down and 4. Haskins into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Complete to Jordan.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Over the middle, it's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now Bell. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football when every...
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
Haskins pass. Fumble on the play.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
A gain of 13. It's a first down. Now Haskins to throw it. Over the middle, open is Thomas. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
It's 3rd down. 5 yards to go.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Haskins back to the air. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and this long drive is going to continue as they move the chains again. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Nothing.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and the Seahawks have recovered.
The wide receiver, the ball carrier.
Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be out right at the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Offense. Can't do that.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now back to throw.
That one complete to Stephon Sullivan. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
2nd and 6.
Complete. Jefferson the target. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line.
26. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Flushed out right. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Landon Collins. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Intended for number 8.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Haskins. A screen to Bell. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted.
Picked off near the 42. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be a 2nd down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
Justin Rohrwasser on for the field goal. A 40.
Rohrwasser's kick is good.
And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
And we put our focus now on Le'Veon Bell. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Play action. Haskins. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Now this throw caught left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. A big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive. Nothing wrong with being electric. Nothing wrong with carrying it over from the previous week off to a really, really hot start.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find answers, and they've got to find them quick.
A run for Kamara on 1st down, but the running room closes up quickly as he's only able to get a yard there.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy is nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Second and 9 now. throw left side, completion to Rice.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line.
25-yard line. 11 yards there. First down. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Chase Young
able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
There goes a deep ball. End zone. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 35 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Now we get another look at Washington on offense.
And partner, let me make a quick pivot here. Season winding down. They're number 32 in offense this year. The last in the league. Where did they go?
Anywhere and everywhere. But they have to do it with a plan. And I think about Atlanta a bunch of years ago. They decided they wanted to get what they thought was going to be a franchise quarterback. And indeed he is, Matt Ryan. But they had to supplement it. They went free agency, got a running back. Came back and traded back into the first round in the same draft to get a left tackle to protect him. Really supplemented that pick, complemented that pick, and went to the playoffs the very next year.
Well, maybe they can use that and carbon copy it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
And he'll let this go deep for Lazard.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And he'll get this underneath to Bell. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
48-yard line.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball.
And this is taken in at the 5. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal.
with Kamara. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Alvin Kamara as time expires in the first half. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your...
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. The second half starts with a carry by Bell. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
On 1st down, it's Haskins looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Seahawks' 46-yard line.
Now it's Haskins. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Again, the ball carrier.
Jordan Brooks on the tackle.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourself.
Oh, you got to call it a gain of 5, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And he finds McLaurin. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
1st down, Washington.
Now Haskins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
A gain of 7.
Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10.
At the 10-yard line.
Again at Haskins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Haskins on 3rd down, and that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
And Lutz puts this one through. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
1st and 10. At their own 20.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. He'll find Metcalf. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. The tackle by Quincy Williams. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
This one complete downfield on the left side.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line.
44-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the fourth and final quarter. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Van Jefferson was the intended receiver.
And it's 3rd down.
I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. It was Quincy Williams with a tight coverage there.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
Is good. Makes the score Seahawks 20. Washington.
From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Will take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Haskins. Throw left side complete. That's Bell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bell. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 43-yard line.
Haskins back to the air. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing. They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. To throw again. Haskins. Over the middle, it's Thomas. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear. Now Bell.
And he he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it, but I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, spread him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity. If it breaks down, he can take off and run for it.
5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, they certainly didn't get what they wanted on that play. That means it's a big-time decision on what you call on 4th down.
Absolutely, because a field goal here doesn't do them much good. Fourth down, here's Haskins. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Jordan Brooks with it.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 40, the 30, 10. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
This was almost what I've heard referred to as a pick 12.
Pick 12, explain.
You know, you're talking about the 6 that they were trying to get.
Because they were so close to the end zone.
And now the 6 going the other direction. So when you take a look at teams on the march, they're in the red zone. Then after the interception, and it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep them from going all the way.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
This is where coaches have to spend a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Seahawks capitalize on this short field as they take it in for 6. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14.
27. Washington, 13. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Through the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
And he will get enough for a 1st down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. Over the middle, open is Thomas.
Haskins.
3 yards the gain there, second down. Haskins gets him up to the line as quick as he can. Over the middle, complete. That's Bell. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
The previous play is under review.
Throwing again, here's Haskins. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Jordan Thomas, the one he was looking for, but it'll be second and goal.
Jordan Thomas brings up second and goal.
Haskins going to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, but now it's third and goal.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to draw that one free.
On third and goal, Haskins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Trey Flowers picks it. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season of
December.
giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. Fighting his way through contact. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. They'll run. This is Kamara. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout
as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Stephon Sullivan, incomplete. Kendall Fuller there on the coverage.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They're going to look to throw. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. So the victory here for Seattle. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Seahawks, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Washington, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.